Isaac Asimov once said, "The only constant is change, continuing change, inevitable change. That is the dominant factor in society today." However, I always had difficulty with change. Change meant new adaptations, and adaptation required adjustments. Frankly, I didn't like adjusting. I would get comfortable in routine, which led to a security in my habits. To be forced outside of my comfort zone and alter my ways to acclimatize to new circumstances is something I was never good at. But change also brought along a fear of the unknown for me. Faced with the idea of change, I worried that I would be put into a worse situation. The old proverb, "the devil you know is better than the one you don't," states it perfectly. Why change a good situation when you don't know what the new one will bring? But perhaps the greatest reason why I feared change was because I associated it with growing up. Growing up always scared me because I was afraid of letting go of my innocent childhood years. The years where my biggest problems involved silly boy drama and when my next playdate was. My childhood gave me the greatest memories of my life, and having had the privilege of experiencing such an amazing upbringing, the idea of getting older was frightening. The thought of going to college, leaving my friends and family, and having to start over always scared me. Not only would it be a huge change in my life, but after that segment of my life was over, I would be thrown into the real world, no longer a child but an adult working and supporting myself. To be honest, not only throughout my childhood but also throughout high school, I was afraid to grow up and change because it sometimes felt that things would never be as good as they were at that moment. When I entered high school, I was excited to start a new adventure in my life, but apprehensive at the same time. Everyone told me to enjoy it, as it flies by because it is the greatest time of your life. I took those words literally, and, as a result, the idea of change and growing up always lingered in my mind. I knew that every year would bring new challenges, new situations, new successes, and new experiences that would and should be exciting. However, I didn't know which I was going to encounter, and I was unaware if it was going to be positive or negative. Therefore, after every year, I never wanted to move on. I was comfortable with what I had established for myself and didn't want things to change. Moreover, 1 year over meant 1 year older and 1 year closer to graduation. However, having said what I did, and now, being just weeks away from graduation and reflecting back on my high school years, I have realized that I have unknowingly changed for the better. As a result, I have learned the biggest lesson high school could have taught me. Embrace change because it makes you the person you are today. I now know that everything must change, and that it is good for many reasons. For one, without change, everything would be stagnant and there would be no room for improvement. For this reason, I am thankful for the ability to change. I have learned from my mistakes and have had the capability to discover new things every day. Change is learning, learning is growing, and growing has made me the student and athlete I am today. In addition, change is a harbinger of possibilities, and it brings on countless opportunities. Yes, change can lead to worse situations than previously in, but this fact is only scary if dwelled upon. Positive thinking would instead look at change as a fountain of opportunities that lead to successes and improvements in one's life. As I look back, I have realized that I have changed as an overall person for the better. High school has been a maturing experience, and I have discovered the beauty of prioritizing and have changed from a person that put an emphasis on every little detail to one that has learned to focus more on the important things in life. My whole outlook has changed since freshman year. Life has become real. It is no longer a game. I have become much more independent throughout my high school journey, and many worries that I had as a freshman are now minuscule distractions. These 4 years have given my life substance, and have defined my character. But perhaps the greatest message of all is not only to embrace change, but also embrace growing up. As E.E. Cummings said, it takes courage to grow up and become who you really are, and that is exactly what I am doing. Life isn't about the destination, it's about the climb. Every day the hike will bring new challenges and new successes, all while changing me to become a person fit and ready to reach new altitudes. But for now, as I move on to college and get ready to adapt to the biggest change of my life thus far, I will enjoy every second of it without hawing over what could go wrong. Instead, I will clinch on to the changes that are occurring, now knowing that they are all for the better. And as for growing older, it will never be easy. I will always want to hold on to the things that were, and I will always wonder what's to come. But while I will forever protect my childhood memories and bring them everywhere with me, it's sometimes better to let go of what had been and look ahead of what will be. New days, new experiences, new adventures, new changes. I will never regret growing up because not only is it a privilege denied to many, but it is a part of